In this video, you are going to learn how quickly you can create exterior lighting in Unreal Engine. You can follow along this video with your own exterior scene. I am not going to go in super detail of each and every tab, but within minutes, you can create some really awesome exterior lighting. So without any delay, let's jump into Unreal Engine.
My name is Viral Shah and welcome back to my channel RenderRebels.
I am going to show you the process that I use for lighting. Maybe the process is different for different artists or different instructors, but this is the process which I found out that works really well with my lighting system. So I'm going to show you that. The first thing that I add is post process volume. So I don't want Unreal to control the exposure of the scene. I want myself to control that. So I add a post process volume and I generally tend to use the exposure manually. So let's go to create. Let's add a visual effects and let's add a post process volume. The first thing that I do is I affect it to whole scene by activating infinite extent. And then I go to exposure tab here, and then I turn on the metering mode and I take it onto manual, and I just use the exposure compensation value to 10, which is a good starting point when you are using a lighting system in Unreal Engine. And the one more thing that I want to do is I want to disable this bloom here. So let's go to lens flare and let's just disable the intensity to 0. Now we are ready to use the lighting method. So I am going to switch from unlit to lit. We at the end of the video, I am going to show you how you can use the environment light mixer. But right now we are going to add it one by one so you can know what each and every light is doing into your scene and how it is affecting your scene here. So the first thing that in exterior light you need to add is a directional light or a sunlight. So let's just add that. Let's go to create. Let's go to lights and let's add a directional light here. As soon as you do that, you will see you will have a directional light here coming from this direction right now. To change the directional light, you need to hold Control plus L and you need to basically move the lighting with your mouse button here. And now you can see we can move our lighting. Let's go to our camera here, which I have already created. And now you can see we are getting something like this in our scene. Okay, so let's just do something like this into our scene. Okay, so the sun is coming from this direction here. To see the effect of the sun, that where exactly the sun is positioned, you need to add a sky atmosphere into the scene. So the sky atmosphere is the color of the atmosphere that you see in real world. So let's just go to create again. Let's go to visual effects and let's add a sky atmosphere in the scene here. And now if I go out of this camera here, and now you can see we are having this sky and we are having this sun here. Okay. Now I generally don't change anything in the sky atmosphere. I only change in directional light and skylight and our volumetric fog. But right now we are not introducing that. So let's just focus on directional light right now. The first thing that you see here is the mobility in each and every light or in each and every object. In Unreal, the static and stationary mobility is used for backlighting. Our focus is on real-time lighting with lumens. So we are going to use a movable method. Now let's just increase the intensity here. So if I take it around 20, you will see our sun is getting brighter in the scene. Generally, I keep it to 10 only. I don't just change this values much in the intensity tab. The second thing that I change is the source angle. So right now, what is source angle? Right now, if you see here, if I go out of my camera and if I move here, you can see our sun is really small here. So to make the sun bigger, you need to increase the source angle here. But as soon as you do that, when you increase the source angle, your sun will be bigger and your shadows will be much smoother. So let me just show you that. If I go around 3 here, now you can see our sun is bigger. But if I see here downwards, you can see our shadows are getting softer. So this was the result which was by default here. You can see the leaves and all that stuff here. And if I zoom it here, you can see we are getting some things here in shadows. You can see the leaves here. And if I take it up to 1, you can see it's getting blurred a bit. And if I take it around 3, you will see we are getting this soft shadows result. So if you are aiming for an overcast weather, you can take the source angle to around 3 or 5 depending on your scene. Right now we are going to keep it around 0.85. Okay, and now you can see we are getting that shape also, and we are getting that softness also. So let's again go to our camera here, and you can see this is how it is looking. Now I don't change the temperature here, because if you move the sun downwards, you will see that we are getting that golden sky effect, that golden hour. So I don't use the temperature in the sun. Yeah, I do use it in post process, but we are not going to use that in directional light. Now, if I scroll downwards, you will find indirect lighting intensity. It's a GI, it's global illumination. So whenever the light hits the surface, it's bounced back and it just hit the surface again in real world. So this does that only. Right now, the light is hitting only one time. So if I want more global illumination in my scene, more secondary lights into my scene, I need to increase this. Let me show you what happens when I set it to 5 here. You are going to see all the objects that are in the background, in the foreground, and you are getting that soft light effect. Don't go above 5 or 8 value, because it's going to look a bit unnatural. We are now introducing skylight into our lighting system. Skylight is used for global illumination. So skylight will create a 360-degree image of your scene and use it as a lighting for global illumination or for secondary light here. So to do that, you need to go to create, you need to go to light, and you need to add a skylight here. And as soon as you do that, you will see that we are getting some blue shadows here, some blue light system here. And if I scroll upwards, I will set it to movable as I told you before. Now, if I press Ctrl L and take the sun downwards, you can see we are not getting that sunset look in the scene. Why? Because we need to click on this recapture here again and again. But if you turn the real-time capture on in the scene, it will capture the HDRI in real time. So if I press Ctrl L now you can see the lighting is working according to our atmosphere and according to our sun here. So let's just do something like this here. Now let's go to our directional light. If I scroll downwards here, you will see we are having certain parameters. So we are having this atmosphere sunlight. So whenever the sun interacts with the atmosphere, it should get updated. Now the second tab is cast shadows on clouds. So whenever we are going to use volumetric clouds into our scene, we want clouds to have shadows and affect that to our scene. Then you can turn this on. Then you have the cast shadows on atmosphere also. You can turn this on. So right now I will turn this on and I will show you how does it affect when we are going to add volumetric clouds into our scene. So let's just go to skylight here. The next thing that I increase is our cube map resolution, because it's capturing an HDRI of our scene, a 360-degree image. I tend to use 2048, so I get some sharp reflections into the scene. So I keep it around 2048. And then there is an intensity scale here of your overall skylight. Then if I increase it to 2, you will see we are getting some more GI into our scene, and our scene is looking something like this now. We are going to add volumetric fog into our scene. So let's just go to create tab. Let's just go to visual effects and let's just add a exponential height fog. So it will add fog into your scene. And as soon as I do that, you will see nothing is happening, because we need to increase the fog density here. As soon as I do that, fog is introduced in the scene here. So if I take it to, let's say, 0.5, you will see we are getting more fog into our scene. But what I prefer, I use the volumetric fog in exponential height fog. So it gives us a realistic result. To work on that, you need to scroll down and just turn on this volumetric fog. So it will give you a realistic result. And as soon as I do that, you can see we are getting something like this. If I press G key to hide the game mode here, you can see it's looking something like this. Let's just go to post process here. Let's just scroll downwards and you will find a local exposure tab. So what I prefer, I turn on this highlight contrast scale, this shadow contrast scale, and I increase the detail strength here. Detail strength work as a contrast into your scene. So if I go it to 1.4 here, you can see we are getting some really nice contrast into our scene here. So let's press F11 here. So you can see how actually the scene is looking here. If you find that you are getting this overexposed effects of the sun, you can just reduce this highlight contrast scale, and now you can see you are getting something like this. I tend to play with the values here, either it's a interior scene or a exterior scene. Then you can add color grading also into your Unreal Engine scene, but for that we are going to have a separate video on post process volume. Right now our focus is on lighting. So now let's go to our exponential height fog. Let's just decrease the height fog here. So we are going to take the value of fog density to 0.05. And now you can see suddenly the fog is reduced, and you can see it's until here only. So this is looking really nice here. And now let's just play with our lighting here by pressing Ctrl plus L. Okay, and now you can see it's looking something like this in the scene. If you like my video, please press that like button, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel for future update. And if you have any doubt or any queries or any suggestions for future videos, please post in the comment section below. Now we are going to add clouds into our scene. So let's just go to create, let's go to visual effects, and let's add our volumetric cloud. And as soon as you do that, you can see we are having clouds into our scene. So if I go out of my camera here, and if I go upwards, you can see we are having these clouds. They are moving really quickly because I have done the settings in the clouds. I am going to show you that one by one here. So the first thing that you will notice in the cloud is layer bottom altitude. How much your cloud will be above the altitude or below the altitude. So you can see we are getting something like this. I generally keep it around 5 to get clouds around my horizon line, which is around here. Okay. Then you have the layer height of the clouds. You can change that also. Okay. If I scroll downwards, you can see we are using a cloud material here. So if I double click it here, we can change the shape of the clouds in this thing. So if I go downwards, and you can see I am using this wind vector here in R. So basically in X, our wind is blowing and our clouds are going this way. So let's just decrease this to around 1. And now you will see our clouds are moving really slowly into our scene. So it's really good when you want to create a time lapse. You can use this wind vector here. Now let's just focus on our clouds here. So let's just go upwards, and you can see we are having this bass noise. So if I take it around 5 here, you will see we are getting some big clouds here. If I take it around, let's say 30, you will see our clouds are now divided into small parts because it's adding the noise into our cloud, a black and white noise. So if I take it up to 50 here, you can see our clouds are getting really small in the scene here. So let's just go to our camera and let's see how they are looking. You can see they are looking something like this here. So let's just get out of the camera. Let's just go upwards, and you can see this is how they are looking right now. So these are the things that you can play around. You can also change the materials of the cloud, and you can have some new clouds. We are going to look that in some other video. Right now our focus is on lighting. So let's just go to our sine camera actor 0 here. And now you can see we are having this lighting system here. Now, as I promised, I will show you a quicker way to do this in like 2 to 3 minutes. So let's just delete all the lights into our scene. So let's delete all the stuff here. Now let's just go to window menu. Let's go to environment light mixer. And what this does, this have all the lights that we have created recently one by one. Okay, so let's just create a skylight, atmosphere light, sky atmosphere, volumetric cloud, and height fog. And by default, you will see you are getting a result something like this. You can just use the environment light mixer, but I wanted to explain you each and every tab, how each and every parameter works in Unreal Engine for lighting system, how directional light works, how exponential height fog works, how sky atmosphere works. Now let's press Ctrl L, and let's change the lighting here. Let's do something like this here. Now you can see we are not getting that indirect lighting intensity. So let's just go to directional light, and let's just go downwards, and let's just increase this indirect lighting intensity to 5. And now you will see we are getting this overall GI effect. We can do same for the skylight also. So let's just go to skylight and let's make sure that we are having a cube rep resolution of 2048 to get sharper reflections and better reflections. And let's just increase the intensity scale to 3. And now you can see we are getting this really good result. We can take it more further. We can go to exponential height fog and we can turn on our volumetric fog here as we learned. And now you can play with the volumetric fog result here also. And now you can see we are getting something like this into our scene. So this is how easy it is to do lighting in Unreal Engine within like 2 to 3 minutes. But for that, you need to understand how directional light works, how skylight works. So I taught you step by step. So that's it for today's video. Hope you learned how you can do exterior lighting into your scene. We are going to have another video for interior lighting in which we are going to use artificial and natural lighting both. So till then, stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye bye, guys.